Hey guys, Jay back in here. Today I'm gonna be doing a tutorial to stay quarantine ready, right? So just because we locked in a house, don't mean we gotta look like it. So stay tuned for what's about to happen, the transformation. Please excuse the scarf. Couldn't find my wallet. So first we're gonna begin with putting some hand sanitizer on our hands. You know, with this coronavirus, we gotta make sure our hands are staying clean and everything. Then after we finish with the hand sanitizer, so now we're gonna move straight into priming our face
a ColourPop
and eyebrows.
pomade.
I usually do eyebrows before actually starting my primer and stuff,
black and
because
brown.
I have that
Well,
like
it is in the
feeling
color
that
black
like
and
my
brown.
eyebrows will slip off.
And
while
then
I'm doing
after
it.
that, we're gonna just make sure that we use a spoolie and kind of brush out our eyebrows. First, I'm brushing them up in the front, side, in the middle, and then I'm going to brush it down in the back to give it that more of like a natural appearance. As you can see, I kind of made a little mistake doing this eyebrow. I hit my eye with the pomade. So I'm just going to keep going and acting like nothing happened until we get to the finish of the actual brow pomade. And then we're going to use some concealer to begin cleaning our eyebrows up. When I use concealer, I always use a shade that's lighter than my complexion because I like to highlight my brow bone. And then I always start from like the middle underneath my brow to just kind of map out how I'd like it to go. You know, sometimes your eyebrows agree with you and sometimes they don't. They don't always turn out how you like, but I think they turn out pretty good most of the time if you're focused. You never want to put a lot of product in the front of your eyebrow because it'll give you a harsh line in the front. So you just always want to be careful with that. I think I added a little bit too much and it's going to look very crazy before it gets good. So then I use some concealer at the top of my eyebrow to kind of clean it up also. I like to go a little bit higher than my eyebrow actually is. I don't want to go directly on top of it because then it's going to kind of give it that like
so now I'm
copy
just
and paste
beginning to buff out my eyebrows. Well, not my eyebrows, with the concealer on my eyebrows, just because I don't want to leave it too long and then have like a residue of that concealer just sitting there. I like to make sure everything is very cleanly like blended out. So before I actually start with the eyeshadow, I always like to use some concealer on my actual eyelids because it gives it kind of a blank canvas for the eyeshadow that I'm about to apply, and it's very easy for me. So I'm going to be using the 350-03 Force of Nature palette by Morphe. The kind of light plum shade to put in my crease and blend it out. I'm going for a kind of dramatic look today. I don't know, I just like to stay glitz and glam in the house. So after I kind of buff that out,
I'm going to be moving on to a darker plum shade that I'm going to put right above my crease. If y'all noticed that face I made, I just hit a new eyeshadow and dug into it with my nails, so you know that hurt me a little bit. But now I'm just taking that eyeshadow and I'm beginning to buff it above and, you know, just finish it. And after I finish buffing out that darker plum shade, I'm going to cut my crease. So now I'm just taking the concealer. I always start it with the middle of my eyelids just to like map out where I want to put it. And I don't like to use too much concealer because for me, it just never works out and it gets messy. But when I use a little bit and then I kind of build up, it works out. So that's what I was doing. I start in the middle and then I work my way to the front. And I like that like elongated look. So I don't exactly bring down the concealer to the edge of my eyelid. I stop kind of after the middle, so like 3/4 of the way, I guess. Just because I like that look that's kind of like slanted that brings your eyes out in like an almondy way. So I'm beginning to actually put the burnt orange shade on top of the concealer. Just because today I wanted a more sultry, dramatic look. So that's what you see me doing here. I'll list all of the shades below in the comment section so you can see that there. And now, after I finish with the burnt orange shade, that black shade that I dug my nail into earlier, I'm going to be using that on the edges of my eyelids just to give it that almond shape I talked about earlier. It gives me like a dramatic, like kind of eyeliner look, if you will. So I feel like that's like something I really like. So that's the way I decided to go about it. Again, makeup is all about making what you want out of it. So my way may not exactly be your way. So this can be just inspiration, and I say just go about it however you'd like.
I guess this is just a stay in the house type of look. I'm quarantined, but I want to be on FaceTime type of look. This is I'm chilling type of look. This is just a way to stay cute while you inside your house. Or even if you outside, if by the time you're watching this video, we allowed to go back outside, then that's cool too. But until then, hey.